Alright guys, welcome back to the brew room. I can call it the brew room because it has a brewing in it. Last Thursday I brewed up the Coopers IPA Kit, which I have done a video on, which I'm going to show you in a second. I've done a few things, well, not a few things wrong. One thing I've done that wasn't to the recipe, and I was a bit panicked about, but I've later found out that brewers that have been brewing a while do this to kits to tweak them. So I've unwillingly and unknowingly tweaked the kit. Basically what I've done is I've only filled the brew up to the 20 litre mark, and it should have been up to the 23 litre mark. So I sent a few emails out, and basically all I've done is increase the alcoholic content of the beer. So I'm not too worried about that. And the airlock has been working, but it hasn't been bubbling. The levels have changed in the airlock, so there is pressure building up in the fermentation bucket. But because it's shy of 3 litres of water, there's more space in the fermentation bucket to fill it with gas. So it's not been forcing it through. I mean, if I pressed on the lid a little bit, it did bubble through. So again, I've sent emails out all about it, and basically they've said if you've got the ring forming around the fermentation bucket that was foamy, and you've got trud or trude settling on the bottom, then the yeast is working it, and it is fermenting. So everything is good. So yeah, without further ado, let's go straight into the video. Basically down here I've got 2 buckets. One is the fermentation bucket, which is sterilising, and in the other bucket it's just a clean bucket that I bought, not used it for anything else. I've put sanitizer in there, and I've got my airlock, my spoon, thermometer and hydrometer all sterilising in there. I'll run through it all in a minute. And over here I've got my can of malt extract, which is warming, so it'll come out of the tin. And here on the pan I've got about 2 litres of water that I'm going to bring up to a boil, and I'm going to add that to the fermenter with the can of malt extract. Okay, so here's the pan of water, which is boiling. Here is the can of the Coopers IPA India Pale Ale, which is warming in hot water, so it'll run out into the fermentation bucket easier. Here's the fermentation bucket, which has got sanitizer in it, and I've been putting the lid on and swirling it around, so it's got underneath the lid and everything else. And there's the other clean bucket, which has got all the other bits and bobs in it that I need. I'm going to try my best with this one also. What have I got here? Pick this up. This is the dry malt extract, which I'm going to be adding to the brew instead of the sugar. Right, what I'm going to do now is it's time to put the malt extract out of the tin into the fermentation bucket. Been sterilised and rinsed out. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add the cold water, just a bit of cold water just to the bottom of the bucket, just so that the malt extract doesn't stick to the bottom. This should be nice and runny now. I've had this can opener sterilising as well, so that nothing good gets in it. So here we go. First brew. Right, in it goes. While I'm waiting for the kettle to boil, to get the last of the malt extract out of the tin, I'm just going to add the hot water now to this. That's it. And give it a good stir up, like the recipe asks for, so it won't get stuck to the bottom of it. fermentation bucket. Now the smell, because I'm new to home brewing, I can sort of smell a beer in there, but it doesn't smell exactly like beer. So whether that's normal, I don't know. Give this a good stir up. So now I'm going to add the dry malt extract, 500 grams of. I'm going to add this a bit at a time as I stir it in. That smells nice. It smells like oil. That's it, that's all gone in there. Just clumping up a bit on the side, but I'll just knock that in. Give it a good stir. Yeah, I thought it was hard work filming shooting videos. Bloody hell, fire. That's that. Now I'm going to top it up with cold water until I get to the desired temperature with the recipe asked for. I'm just going to give it a quick test. So we're sitting high, it's about 30 degrees, so I'll keep adding cold water. It's got to be between 21 degrees and 26, well between 21 and 26 degrees. Oh, I'm getting water everywhere. That's 20 litre. Do a quick test with the old thermometer. I'm sitting at 26 degrees, so between 21 and 27 degrees. So it's sitting about right there. About right. Stir it. Maybe a good stir. And then we're going to take a hydrometer reading, and then we're going to pitch our yeast. Right then, check the temperature again, and then pitch the yeast. perfect. Coopers yeast. Oh, smells like bread. It does. Pitch the yeast straight onto the foam. And then some people tap it down, some people stir it. I think I'm going to stir it. Get everything good and stirred up. And that is it, I think. Yeast is pitched, everything is good and stirred, temperature's right, the hydrometer, although I'm not yet able to read it properly, it is marked out, so it's in the red zone, which is start beer, which is what it says on the actual hydrometer. So that's it. I'm going to put the lid on now, an airlock, and that's it. Now the airlock, I'm going to put gin in the airlock just to make sure it's ultra sanitised. Can add water, it does say to put water in it, but make sure it's rinsed out. The airlock, and got some gin in the fridge. And there's a mark midway where you're meant to fill it up to. That's it. I've made my first batch of beer, so hopefully, well, this should take about 9 days. It says to ferment, and then after that, I'm going to put it in a plastic carboy, add me priming sugar, let it clear in there, and then I'm going to bottle it. So that's it. Sorry about the camera being pointed down here and you just see my knees, but this was the first ever time I've brewed beer, so there's mess everywhere, but everything's been sanitised. Hopefully with the next videos I'll be able to get better prepared with the camera work, but that's it. Just got to test that I've got a good seal on this by pressing down on the lid, holding it, and if the liquid doesn't change, doesn't drop, then I know I've got a good seal. And I've got a good seal there, so I'm happy with that. That's it, I've made beer.